Let's start today's episode.
Welcome back, besties. Today we're going to talk about the name change, PCOS to PMOS, and it was official as of May 12th, 2026. The Lancet published the landmark decision. And just to be clear, PCOS stood for polycystic, one word, but PC, ovary syndrome. So polycystic ovary syndrome. The new name, PMOS, is polyendocrine metabolic syndrome. So they took out the cysts, they put in the metabolic to acknowledge the fact that it's a whole body disease, which I have a little commentary. Maybe I'll pop in at the end on that one. But it's a whole body disease, right? And one of the things that I found really interesting was that the name change was not lightly taken. It was 56 organizations that came together to do this, and they interviewed over 22,000 doctors, patients. It's one of the largest disease renaming efforts in history.
That's incredible because that
Yeah.
never happens with women's health. Huge.
No, I know, but it was pretty epic scale and it's in the medical journals and it's going to take some time. Let's see. The transition period is about 3 years for it to transition through the medical community. So you may have to educate your doctor. They may not get the word, but that's okay. It's something that most people that had PCOS, now PMOS, have been saying like their whole lives. It takes them a long time to get diagnosed. And part of that problem was because the name was polycystic. And so doctors would look for cysts, but not everyone that has this has cysts, or they can be different. There's a whole lot of problems with the old name. They're not technically cysts in a lot of cases, they're immature follicles sometimes. It led doctors to dismissing patients who didn't have them, right? So if they didn't have the immature follicles, if they didn't have the cysts, it was big. And I read in one of the articles that it led to about 70% of people being misdiagnosed or diagnosed late, like really delaying their diagnosis. So the vast majority of people that have PMOS now is huge. So hopefully this will help them get diagnosed earlier, more accurately, without having to rely on that whole concept of cysts.
Yes. And I talked to a lot of my clients, my previous clients. I was sharing the information with them just because it really aligns with what we have and had been working on already was whole body, not just cysts.
Yeah.
Because so many of them had these symptoms of PCOS, right, in quotes,
Yeah.
without the cysts, but everything else aligned with
Yeah.
what symptoms were. And again, they were being dismissed. And we were able to really dive deeper, fix some of the metabolic, and really work on blood sugar regulation and all of that. And their symptoms drastically improved versus being dismissed and their doctors just saying, for many of them, not all of them, but many of them, you just need to lose weight and you'll get pregnant, or you just need to lose weight and your period will be better, which you and I both know is bullshit.
Yeah.
But
100%.
yeah, 100%, right? But so I feel like for every single person that was dismissed and or started doing things on their own, and their doctor was just, well, you feel better, so great, keep doing whatever you're doing. That validation of, yes, there is something going on. And now this proves that, yes, even if I was dismissed, like I still know something's up and I'm going to really work for this. And I just hope that this is just the first step in a lot of women's health, and really hoping there's more studies going on and there's more change happening, because a lot of this is just so outdated information, and so many women struggle with PCOS, and a lot of them don't even know that until they're trying to become pregnant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things where when it's relegated to just cysts in the ovaries, it's a woman's problem, right? Or it's just a reproductive problem, which means we don't really care. It's not a big deal. It only matters if it comes up for fertility. Whereas this rename actually shows that it's metabolic. That means it involves the HPO axis, which also means it's part of the brain, right? So
Mhm.
it's whole body. And this is the thing, and this is what I was a little ranty about at the very beginning when I was like, I have something to say about this.
Say it.
Because this is the second time, right? Endometriosis, we finally know is a whole body disease, right? Now, PMOS with the name change is acknowledging that it's a whole body disease. And all we've been saying for a long time is that our reproductive hormones affect the whole body. The whole body affects the reproductive hormones. And it's like, if I die on this hill, I will die proudly because it is the whole body. It's everything. Perimenopause should be proof to the medical establishment that our hormones affect the whole freaking body. Like you see
Yes,
it, right? Itchy ears, tingly hands and feet, sharp pains, the taste of metal, hot flashes, hair loss. All of these things are your whole body systems being rewired as the hormones change. How could you possibly look at hormones and period problems and the menstrual cycle and not go, oh, that's not the whole body. That's just for making babies. Like it,
I know.
woo!
And that's why systematically, right?
Mhm.
There needs to be more women in politics. There need to be more women in the Senate, House of Representatives, because they are the ones that dictate where the money is spent on studies. Surprise that we're in this conundrum of fuckery
Right?
because
Right?
men, if it's not affecting them, are not going to like put the money behind the research. So it just goes all the way back
Yeah.
to all of us understanding our own bodies, educating men about our bodies. This should be something that is taught in school at a young age about just bodies, the whole
Yep.
body,
Yep.
because men also have hormones. Let's talk about both sides
Yep.
so that we can really help people and not just put a label on something. And it's like, if you don't check all these boxes, oh, it's not PCOS. Oh, there's something else, but I don't know what it is. I'm just going to not do anything about it. And that's what's happened to so many women, endometriosis, right?
Yeah.
The only way you can get diagnosed is to have a surgery, which costs a ton of money. And you also have to find the right doctor to actually do this.
Yeah.
There's not many of them. I
Yeah.
mean, now we're looking at, I mean, I think perimenopause and menopause is having like a
Yeah.
wave right now, right? Because everyone's talking about it, thank goodness. But
Yeah.
that's the only reason why we're even getting the additional information we're getting is because people are being loud about this. So all of us, whether you've experienced something like this or not, you are going to experience different hormonal changes, and understanding that not everybody feels the same way that you do. I feel like I've had this argument many times. Like, if I personally have never had endometriosis, okay,
Mhm.
but I can totally empathize with you on your experience because you've shared so much with me and our audience and everybody. So I'm going to advocate for anyone that has endometriosis, not because I have it, but
Right.
because this is something that's affecting, what is it, 1 out of 10 women?
I mean, it's 10% diagnosed, although I will say very recently they did make it so that if you go in and you talk to your doctor and you say, these are my symptoms, they will put endometriosis in your chart without surgery now.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So, I mean, I know that's because you can go in for surgery for endometriosis and the surgeon can't find it and say no. And it turns out you do actually have endometriosis. They just didn't know where to look, they didn't find it or whatever. So,
Well, because they probably only think it's in one area where it
yes,
can be
exactly.
around your bladder, like it can be
Exactly.
many different places.
Anywhere, brain, heart, lungs. I mean, it does kill women every year because it travels into the lungs, the heart, the brain, different
Oh
areas.
my
And yeah,
goodness.
yes, it is a deadly disease for
I
a
didn't know
small
about the
percentage
brain.
of people, but for people. So yeah, so they did do that recently, which is nice. So now it's officially in my chart. I went in, I told her what it was. She goes, "Boy, if you opened up the dictionary to endometriosis, your picture would be in there." And I was like,
100%.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah. So without having to do the surgery, she was like, "No, no, you're diagnosed. Boom, stamp, official. Here's some medication." I was like, "Thank you so much, progesterone." But thank you so much. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's incredible. So I do want to say that for anyone who suspects, right? And so this is something we had in period coaching school. We had somebody who came in and talked to us about the four types of PCOS because the whole cyst thing only affected one of these groups. So people had broken down PCOS into 4 different types just so that they could have some more advocacy to know what was going on for them. But I like this rename because it really brings them back as a whole. And now, yes, you are looking for differences, right? And not everybody has all 200 symptoms of PMS. Most people have 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5, right? So it brings it back together, which I like. It also means that if you suspect that you have it, you can go into your doctor and say, I want metabolic tests, I want blood sugar, liver, kidney, like I want metabolic tests across the board. And that can really help them get in there. And then, especially if you have insulin resistance, those kinds of things, you can really get in there and ask for those things. So instead of like just getting an ultrasound, now you can go in and go, look, I want tests. I want metabolic tests because that's what this is. So, hit me with that. So you can go in now and I think have a lot more confidence. At least I hope now that this name change has come through. You may have to educate your doctors the whole way, but that's what we're here for. We'll help you, help them. But you can go in now and say, look, I think I have PMOS and or PMOS. I don't know what the people are going to end up
I
with
know, I don't
one way or
know.
the other. But you can go in and say, look, I have PMOS and I want a metabolic testing. So that can really help move your diagnosis forward earlier, talk to them, really help you advocate for yourself with the name change.
100%. And I'm curious to see what happens in the next few years with the amount of women that may be getting diagnosed and actually getting better support based on the new name and how long it actually takes to catch up. Because
Yeah.
I feel like your doctor, you and I, when we talk about our doctor's visits, are very different. Like your doctor is definitely like way up to speed
Planned
on,
Parenthood.
yeah,
Planned
Planned
Parenthood.
Parenthood versus like mine is not. So it just, it'll be interesting to see next time you go into the doctor with Planned Parenthood, see what they know about this. And I'm going to ask my doctor too, and we'll compare notes and
Oh,
see
I
like,
like it. I am
if
going
it's
back in
happening.
because I had to have all that blood work for my
Yeah.
hormonal therapy. So I do have an appointment on the books for like this month or next month,
Yeah, I
depending.
think I have an appointment in like August or something.
All right.
But yeah,
So
we should
in the
compare notes
fall.
because I was so curious. Be like, so what do you think about the name change for PCOS? Because
Yeah.
it'll be interesting because I'm still looking for a more like integrative doctor here, but it'll be interesting to see how long it takes to catch on.
Yeah.
We know things take a while.
Yes, they do. Well, I'm
Which is
I'm
why it's
excited
so important
about
to
this.
advocate.
What was that?
It's so important for us to like advocate for
Oh,
each other and for everybody and like just
yeah,
share this information. So forward this
absolutely.
episode along to all of your friends who may have been diagnosed with PCOS or may have had all these symptoms and never had a bigger understanding, just to know that the name's changed and you can get some more support.
Yeah. Real quick, if you are tired, if you have irregular periods, if you're having trouble with weight, insulin resistance, if you're having trouble with fertility or you're having trouble with ovulation, right? So maybe irregular periods, but maybe you're charting and you're just noticing that you're skipping ovulation, something like that. Those are usually the biggest signs. There's others, but just for the sake of today, if any of those are affecting you, go in and ask for a full metabolic liver function, insulin resistance, all of those things tests, and then have a conversation about it potentially being PMOS now. So, yeah, if you may not have been diagnosed, which would not be abnormal or misdiagnosed or whatever, so you can kind of start fresh. So if you're still struggling with symptoms, you can go in and do that. And birth control is not a solution. And that's the other thing I did want to say today. Birth control was the standard, right, for PCOS because it gave you a regular cycle, even though it did not. It just put you into menopause. But now with the new name, I'm hoping that birth control is not going to be the go-to, but actually help people deal with insulin resistance, blood sugar, those kinds of things to help with the whole body reset. So that's another thing is I'm hoping that the prescriptions or, what to do after the diagnosis shifts to be whole body, not just shut you down and put you into perimenopause, which doesn't make any sense to me anyway, but
No, it never made sense to either of us. And it doesn't, and you really look at it, if it's probably causing weight going on birth control and coming off of it, we both know it's going to cause more.
metabolic problems, right? It
Yeah,
shuts down your gut, it shuts down
totally.
your insulin
You're
resistance.
depleting your nutrients. Like, yeah, it's just not. So please,
Yeah.
research, reach out to us, ask us questions. I think we need to do another episode on birth control.
I do too. I do too.
So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be coming back with that as well because it's 2026 and so many women that's the only option they're getting, even with our perimenopause clients.
I know. That's what they told me. That's what the old school, I'm part of the menopause society, OBGYN told me was to just go on birth control. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go back to Planned Parenthood where they know what the heck is going on.
Give me my real progesterone. I don't want progestins.
The doctor at Planned Parenthood was like, oh my God, you're going to love the upgraded progesterone.
It's life-changing.
I can't wait. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. If you have questions about the name change or if you want to hear more about what is now PMOS, we're happy to talk about it more in depth. Please send questions, comments. What do you think? Are you excited about the name change? Do you think this is going to help? Let us know. We'll see everybody in the next episode. Bye for now. A big shout out and thank you to our sponsors for today's episode, Period Coaching School and Katie Bresek Wellness.
Thanks to you, our favorite bestie, for listening to the Period Besties podcast, where no topic is TMI. And of course, share this episode with your besties.
Remember to leave us a 5-star review, nothing less than the best for us besties, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
You can follow us on Instagram at Stasha Washburn and at Katie Bressak, or email us at periodbestiespodcast@gmail.com.
Check out more about us at katiebressak.com and periodcoachingschool.com. And of course, check the show notes for free goodies and extras that support this episode.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye for now, besties.